Global household wealth has risen by 72% in the last 10 years, and today it adds up to $200 trillion. That's just one of the findings of the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report 2010. The distribution of wealth and the interesting shifts shown in the report are now the focus of discussions at the 4th Credit Suisse Research Institute meeting. This time, the Research Institute examined how the shift in global wealth toward emerging markets will reshape tomorrow's world economy. The questions are where business opportunities lie and what must be done to achieve win-win situations for developed and emerging markets.
Well, the wealth report looks right down the wealth pyramid, and it's identified a middle wealth group, people between $10,000 and $100,000. There are over 1 billion adults in that bracket, with 1/6 of the world's wealth. And that is an enormous opportunity in terms of the growing consumer, whether we're looking across the Asian markets, Latin America, countries like Turkey or Indonesia, really looking at mid-range and some of the upper-end products, consumer products, which people in that wealth bracket, we believe, want to consume, and we think their spending power is going to grow as their amount of wealth and income grows. And that's a big opportunity for companies in those countries as well as for multinational companies in Europe and America.
If you consider the market is growing in the East. The capacity to service it is often in the West. And I think we need to look at areas where we have a technological lead. One of many examples, of course, would be the provision of water. Much of the emerging world needs water in terms of desalination and the improvement of water. That is something that the West has a great lead over the East.
One of the interesting changes we would expect to see, and this will be a big driver of consumption trends, also trends in the financial market services area, is the move towards more financial forms of wealth. For example, in India, about 80-90% of wealth is in housing. That should change in China, where we are already seeing the emergence of a new wealthy middle class. And they will drive demand for things like automobiles, luxury goods, more consumption-oriented type goods.
There is a very significant dynamism in the Indian economy that is going to carry it forward. You've got to remember that India is not very export dependent. It has a huge internal private sector, private dynamism, and it has this vast rural population which, unlike other countries where the youth population will decline, India has 60% of its people are under the age of 30. And this group is going to propel forward the dynamism of the economy.
Even people at the bottom of the pyramid, if you compare it with the situation 20 or 25 years ago, they are better off. I think the big question is how we can go faster about them. And I think the answer lies fundamentally on whether or not countries, governments, societies have the capacity to empower people at the base of the pyramid to truly engage in the market economy.
I think that an institute like the Credit Suisse Research Institute can make a contribution as to looking at certain issues which are of key importance in the foreseeable future and perhaps also even in the long-term future.
For more information on the Credit Suisse Global Wealth Report and the findings of the Research Institute, download the publications from the Credit Suisse Publication Shop or visit the Credit Suisse website.